All right. Well, on this episode of The Cultured Gamer, we play AEW Fight Forever. Michael Wayne joins us as well, and we both give our thoughts. We've been playing it for the last week, and here we go. Let's play AEW Fight Forever. I am
Hey,
your
what's up?
Carmona, and Michael Wayne is with me. What's up, Michael?
What's up?
Hey, man. I've been waiting for this game for quite a moment, and
hmm
it's been in development for a long time. It's
Yes.
here, and let's jump right into it. Let's play some AEW. So tell me about your experience with this game, Mike. What did you like it? Did you not? What did you think about it?
Oh, I loved it. I had a lot of fun playing this game. That arcadey style to it is what I liked. I like the animations. I like the visuals, and I love entrances like this. And what I loved about the entrances is that they're short. You don't have to wait
Mhm.
so long like the other wrestling games. These are
Yeah,
just quick, like 10 seconds.
I was kind of surprised by that too, how short they were. Like they still showed the characteristics of those characters. They
hmm
still hit like trademark poses and whatnot, like Ricky Starks right now. But they didn't like follow them all to the ring, and they didn't,
hmm
follow like past N64 games. It's just quick and to the point, like you mentioned.
Just right to the point. This was one of the first ones that I played. You see the tutorial popping up. The chain wrestling in this one was it was kind of unique. It was um I'm getting lost watching it. It wasn't as smooth as other wrestling games.
hmm Yeah, there's a bit of clunk to it, kind of like old school
hmm
clunk that's to it. It's kind of part of the charm, I think, too. It does play very much like an evolved version of No Mercy.
hmm
It's very similar. The attack grapples very arcade like, but it's good that they have a punch and a kick to differentiate strong grapple like grapple. Um,
Yes,
so quite a little bit of an evolution in terms of mechanics.
I love the arenas that they included. The Revolution one was by far my favorite.
I wonder if they're gonna add more via like a patch or
hmm
DLC with especially with Collision because the Collision set was by far the best stage that
Oh,
they've ever produced.
the collision set's amazing.
So yeah, I wonder if we're gonna get that in a patch.
I don't see why we wouldn't. Maybe it'll take some time to build that
I know that
arena and everything, but
I think
one
the
thing I like
season
about
pass that's
this.
coming up has FTR included.
Oh, really? One thing I liked about this was the blood in the games. Like
hmm
once you get cut open, like that blood is everywhere.
Yeah, they didn't shy away from that. I'm surprised they only got a T rating.
hmm I like this replay system too.
Clean pin, clean pin. Yeah, I like how in this iteration of Yuke's wrestling mechanic, they added the signature, and you could
hmm
still do like a pretty powerful move, a move strong enough to finish your opponent. But then if you
hmm
choose to, you can perform a taunt, and it elevates it to special, and then you can
hmm
really hit the brakes on the match and finish your opponent. You know.
Yeah, with the pin system, I like the mashing aspect to it. I wish there was like a meter or something that would show you how close you were to kicking out or just something like that.
hmm Yeah,
But I
that's
like.
I agree with
Oh, I'm
you.
sorry.
No, it's okay. I was agreeing with you. With the kick out system, I felt like it kind of was like left to chance a little bit. I
hmm
agree with the meter aspect. It would be nice to like have a knockout meter where it kind of like shows you
hmm
how strong you are versus the count. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
maybe
Same with the submission.
yeah, same with the submission. Exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah. Once you meet the top of the meter, you know the opponent's about to tap out, or
Yeah.
is reaching max efficiency in the
Mhm.
grapple itself. Um, the next match is going to be what, a triple threat?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, Orange Cassidy, Kenny Omega, and Chris Jericho.
Yeah. Orange Cassidy was very frustrating in this match in a good way. He wouldn't give up.
So,
I'm playing.
what do you think in terms of like the options that it gives the players to like pursue in the game? Do you feel like that was satisfying at all? Do you feel like it lacked options? Do you feel like it had enough options?
I think there was plenty of options,
Hmm.
and I was satisfied with it. But I think
Hmm.
with anything, anything could be improved
Sure.
over
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Once I started playing the game a little bit more, the one player mode has, I think, just one pinfall, and
Hmm.
it's the traditional match with the count out. Obviously, you could change the
Hmm.
options to exclude countouts, but and I think there was falls count anywhere. And what was the other one?
Lights out.
Lights out. Okay, that's when you knock your
Yeah.
opponent and it's a 10 count.
Yeah.
So what I would have liked is, an Iron Man match mode where
Yes.
whoever you could set the time for, however long, 15, 30, an hour if you want, and just smash on each other, and whoever gets the most
Hmm.
pinfalls wins. There, to my knowledge, I haven't come across it yet because I'm still playing the Road to Elite mode, but I have not come across a cage match.
Yeah, I haven't either. And I
Okay.
was kind of hoping for the blood and guts match to be in there somewhere.
Well, yeah, that too. I guess they kind of just rolled that into the barbed wire match because that's
Yeah.
kind of the most extreme as it gets. But
Yeah.
um, you know, one thing I had a hard time figuring out at first too was also learning how to retraining my brain how to learn how to switch between opponents. Especially in the triple
Yes. That.
threat.
If you watch this, I mess up with it so many times,
Hmm.
especially when I have my signature and my specials. It messes with me. The
Yeah.
controls, I wasn't a big fan of the default controls. I had to go into the settings and readjust it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I've left them at stock. I'm just trying to get used to it as is, and I'll fiddle with
Yeah.
it later. Another thing that I kind of found lacked a little bit, Mike, was the customization mode. Um, you
Yeah.
know, uh, I'm sure that there's additional outfits and stuff to be earned through
Hmm.
the elite mode, and earning and grinding and whatnot. But it would have been nice to have a set list of like optional alternatives that you could switch to at a whim. I was trying to give
Hmm.
Matt Hardy, or I'm sorry, Jeff Hardy, some
Hmm.
face paint, and like just right out the gate, it wasn't giving me the option, and it was kind of
Yeah.
frustrating, just to
Yeah. I
have
get that.
one default option. Um, when you could have multiple options, but I guess that that's them trying to sell them in packs, make you grind for it,
Hmm.
gives you content to earn or buy if you want to get the DLC and whatnot.
Oh
um
yeah, I'm sure when the battle pass for this comes out, you'll have plenty of options.
So, yeah, another thing too was the graphics. I like the graphics. You could obviously distinctively tell who is who in this
Mhm.
game.
Yeah.
It does have a bit of an arcade feel, which kind of does
Hmm.
differentiate it from the WWE games.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people online talking about that earlier today, and that was kind of like a low point for them. But to me
Hmm.
personally, I'm really digging it. Um,
I
you
think
know,
it works. I think it helps separate them.
yeah,
You know,
exactly.
I like it. I was a big fan of the visuals, except for
Another Go
there
ahead.
was Andrade. I didn't
Yes.
like his model. It just looked nothing like him.
A little janky.
Yeah, I was like, come on. Chris Jericho, his model's real bulky,
Yeah.
but
I think they
it
based it a little
didn't ruin anything.
they based it a little bit on when he was his heavier set,
Hmm.
when he was a little bit more burly.
There was, and I mentioned it in the written review. It's over here, where we're at now in the match. I got stuck. Like, I remember, I think it was Orange Cassidy who was laying down, and we were just stuck in one spot, and we could not move
Mm,
out of it until he got up. And it took forever. And speaking
that's
of getting
true.
up, I think they get up too fast, and it was what frustrated me the most in this triple threat was that no matter how many times I hit my signatures and would go to the other person, my other opponent would be up in like 10 seconds,
And you
and
know
it
what I
just
noticed?
prolonged it.
You know what I noticed too. Every time that I played, when I would slam, there was always a pattern to how often they got up. I'm not sure if that'll be
Hmm.
patched out or anything like that, but every time I slammed somebody, like I knew after the third strike on the floor, they always
Hmm.
got up. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? So I could time a grapple or, strategically start like chopping my opponents down. And like I knew because they were just going to follow a pattern after, a certain period of time. I would do 3 ground strikes, and then eventually after the third one they just pop right
Hmm.
back up, and I would
Yeah,
always go for the grapple, and they would always like push me away, like 9 out
yeah.
of 10 times it happened.
One thing, another with the animations I liked in this was the taunting. I like that
Yes,
you can be mid taunt and then just stop and go back.
cancel it out.
Uh,
Yep.
Yeah, and that was so nice. And that was what frustrates me the most in the WWE games is that once you start showboating, you have to see it through.
Yeah.
But I like in
Yeah.
this, you can just cancel it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool because you can front like you're showboating, and then like someone's
Hmm.
going in and starts dashing at you, and then you just like drop kick them in mid taunt.
Hmm. Who's your favorite wrestler to play as in this?
Oh, so right now, again, I haven't finished the Road to Elite mode. I'm still kind of chopping that down. I just haven't had the time with the move.
Hmm.
Um, but I'm using Penta right now, and
Nice.
I have his character. So in the game, you could do exhibition modes too, and you could fight the champions. And if you beat those champions, you
Hmm.
automatically get their titles. So
Hmm.
my version of Penta has all the male titles that he can
Yeah,
earn. Like he's just dripping in gold. So
I
I posted it on Instagram, and
I
Penta
seen that.
reshared it. Yeah, so that was cool.
I seen that. I know.
But yeah, I rock with Penta.
Oh, Pinto, he's by far my favorite
Yeah,
to
he's
play as in
super
this game.
fast. He's equally pretty strong for his size. Like,
I like this
so,
Orange Cassidy pin right here. He's still got his hands in his pockets.
yeah,
Yeah, I think his player model was amazing, and his move set was a lot of fun to play with.
yeah, he looks like he moves pretty fast.
Hmm. I wasn't Another thing I realized with all of the I tried to play with everybody, but sometimes it felt like some of them played the same. If that makes any
Hmm.
sense. Like their styles were the same. It just felt like I was playing as the same person over and over.
Hmm.
But yeah, Penta, he's by far my favorite to play as. I like was it Ray Phoenix? I like him too. They have the tag titles for me.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I did notice that there, like I said, there's like a template that you can kind of follow,
Hmm.
and everybody kind of fights very similar in this game. There's not like
Yes.
a real like distinct difference between the characters, other than look and finishers. They all have like the same basic attacks.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Maybe they're
Yeah.
stylized a little bit different, but they're still like almost the same in strength. They're not really. There's not that much difference of strength getting
Hmm.
knocked down around by Penta as opposed to
Hmm.
Hobbs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Hobbs took a little bit of chopping, but eventually he went down
Hmm.
too. You know what I mean? Like he
I
should
think.
be harder to
Yeah.
should be harder to
One
defeat.
thing.
I think.
One thing I hope gets fixed and added later on is like the pinning animation because,
Mhm.
and I said it in the written review. is if you're not doing a pin combo, you get that same pinning animation.
Hmm.
But I will say the pin combos in this game are incredible. They look so good. But I wish they would fix that pin, that one right there. You get that every time.
Yeah, it's always the leg pop up. It's
Hmm.
never just like a lazy cover or like it's always the same pin animation.
I think it's like some tired pin animations would be pretty cool to see in this game.
Oh yeah, like like you're both laying on the ground and you're
Hmm.
barely reaching over or some stuff like that.
Yes.
Get a little creative with the pin. Like
Yeah. Yeah. I really enjoyed this game. It was so much fun to play. And I think the developers, I think they did a great job at capturing like the atmosphere in the arenas. The lighting, everything just looked really good to me.
that was another thing I was impressed with too. Was I caught myself staring at the crowd because some of them
Hmm.
looked pretty, pretty good. So
Hmm.
the models
Yeah.
looked, like pretty realistic, and it almost looked like they scanned real faces and put them on some of those.
Yeah. And I like when certain wrestlers I would play as, you do some taunting animations and the crowd would go along with it.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
really like that. That was a good little feature.
Now
And you
when
can
I
see here that
uh
I'm starting to get frustrated if the match is taking too long.
oh, see, like that's a cool pin. He still had his pot hands in his
Hmm.
pockets. You know what I mean? Like they should have like different pins for everybody, but they don't. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
It's like
Yeah,
one of
but
one
it's
of a
still
one off.
early. They can always change
Sure,
that. I think.
I hope so. I
Yes.
hope I hope this is a game that they evolve and they add more
Hmm.
modes to over time. And it's just like, oh, one day you just get a patch and it adds Iron Man. Like
Yeah, that's the thing with sports games. I think that instead of
mhm.
releasing one every year, why don't you just release a big patch every year for one instead of releasing it multiple times? Because I think Madden has that issue. It's just felt the same for the past like 10 years.
Yeah, I think what would be cool too is that they should continue to evolve the engine itself, add more modes
Hmm.
like we've been saying, but the
Hmm.
gameplay mechanics continue to tighten them up and
Yeah.
add more animations and whatnot. This obviously they had to put this game out because you know it was burning a hole in their pockets and people were asking for it
Hmm.
and getting impatient. So they
Yeah.
have to put it out, and in some places it's still a little rushed.
Yeah.
Um, but it's to me, I can overlook that stuff very easily, and
Hmm.
uh, it feels very much like those N64 games. Enough for me to
Yes.
where I can completely forego all of its shortcomings and just get
Hmm.
lost in the mayhem.
I know most of my issues and stuff that I disliked about the game was just small stuff that
Yeah, exactly.
didn't impact me and didn't change my opinion or anything. I mean, like the pinning animations, it didn't make me think like, oh, this game sucks. I'm not gonna play this.
No, no. And I think now
It
that
was.
they have this core mechanic down, they could build
Hmm.
upon it. And if they wanted to do like biannual releases,
Hmm.
again, they've already done the groundwork for it, and they just can just build upon this
Hmm.
now and add current roster. Because I know they don't have the acclaimed on here, and FTR is going to
Yeah.
be downloadable. I haven't earned Brody Lee yet, and I haven't earned Cody yet. Um,
Really,
and it
I
would
got Cody like pretty. He was already on there for me.
oh, really? No, he's not on. I don't I'll have to check again, but I'm pretty certain I don't have Cody.
Yeah, I went over to the where you can like purchase things.
Mhm.
And I don't know if that's how I got him or whatever, but I played some matches with him.
Okay. Yeah. But have you also beaten the Road to Elite?
I haven't beaten that yet.
Oh, okay. Okay.
They did a good job with scanning in Aubrey Edwards.
Yeah, I like that you can swap your referees too, because I know some people
Hmm.
are, rather indifferent to female referees during guy matches.
Yeah.
And vice versa. If you're
Hmm.
into playing as the girls and you want to have a girls match, I'm not sure you necessarily want to have a dude's referee during a girls' match.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird to me.
Hopefully they further on during the game's lifespan. Hopefully they add more referee customizations like the WWE games.
Hmm.
I think that'd be a neat little feature.
Those hands in the pockets get me, dude.
Hmm. Now I like the displays down at the bottom.
Yeah, very old school.
Yes,
Very
I
much
was a
like,
big fan of that.
yeah. And why fix what isn't broken? You know what I mean?
Right, and I was kind of in between on how I felt with like if you have your signature and you get
Hmm.
hit, it erases that.
Oh
I wasn't
yeah.
sure how I felt about that.
Well, that's kind of like the old school, in
Hmm.
N64 games where if you build up your meter, it's kind of like, going back and forth, whatnot. If you get hit, you start losing momentum. That's
Yeah.
kind of true to the older games. But I can see what you're saying, where like if you haven't built up your super,
Hmm.
if you take a dive kick in the face, it kind of drops.
And I like that for when if you pick the different shows and stuff. That little title card, that card at the bottom with
Yeah, it
the
changes.
record and stuff, and them including your record as playing as them was a nice little feature that I liked.
Uh huh.
I thought that was nice, and I like this right here. It's easy to earn the cash and stuff
Oh
to
yeah, you just
buy
have
those
any.
unlockables.
Yeah, you could just have, regular exhibition match, and
Hmm.
you could just grind a little bit,
Hmm.
couple quick
And I like this
matches.
little, scorecard at the bottom too, with the C minus and
Yeah,
A pluses. That's
yeah,
cool. I like that.
yeah. When I have a low scorecard, I kind of take it personal. I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
I gotta be cleaner when I finish this guy. I gotta be more efficient and just knock him out
like
and just take him down.
if my matches aren't 4 stars or higher, I get upset. Like, dang, I could have did that better.
Yeah, if I don't get B's and A's, I'm like, dang, what did I do wrong?
Hmm.
Maybe I let
Makes
him
me
hit
feel
me too
bad.
many times.
Yeah.
So we got one more match. It's going to
Yes, and
be
it
the
was my favorite.
the death match, the
Yes.
barbed wire Texas. What is it? Death match? What is it called?
Exploding barbed wire death match.
Okay, so obviously, uh, if there are any children watching, if you're watching with your children, you probably should turn off now. And
Yeah, there's
this
a
is
lot of
probably
blood
gonna
in this one.
this is gonna be the last segment of the show today, because I gotta go tend to the kiddies. So this is the
Yeah.
last one. Let's get into what is it called again?
The exploding barbed wire death match.
All right, let's do it.
If I remember correctly, I think this is where I put the title on Penta.
Oh, okay.
And here I am just showing the roster.
Chuck Taylor. Yep, you got Cody. Look at that.
I was a big fan of these game models. And I like that it shows their in-game model instead of like a real life picture.
Yeah, yeah. This roster's pretty deep. I mean, all things
Yeah,
considering.
yeah. Obviously they can, they'll add more over time.
Hmm.
I already put the title on Penta at this point.
Oh, okay.
Darby Allen was really cool. I like his skateboard.
Yeah, my brother. I'm sorry. My son likes using Darby Allen.
Yeah,
It's the face
I
paint.
like I like Adam Page using Adam Page's finisher, that
Oh,
buckshot
the
lariat.
box shot lariat where you hop over the
Yeah,
rope and clothesline him. Yeah.
that one's nice.
Does he do it in this match?
I don't remember.
Okay.
Yeah, but Penta, his game model and his move set and his just look was my favorite
Oh
to use
yeah.
in this game.
He some characters got a little bit of extra attention, and I think Penta was one of those characters that the developers were like, "This is a guy we need to make awesome."
Hmm. Yeah.
And rightfully so, because he's a fantastic, tag team wrestler.
Yes. I like their match against the Young Bucks. I think it was a couple years ago when they beat them for the tag titles.
Yes, it was in the cage
That
match,
match was
right?
insane. Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, their pay-per-views are all, you know, knock out the park awesome, dude. Like you can't go
Uh huh.
wrong with the AEW pay-per-view.
Mm-mm.
Oh, look at that. You already got the blood in the back. Oh
Yeah.
no.
I really like this.
This is ridiculous.
They did a great job at uh, putting the barbed wire death match in the game. I run into it a few times. They
so
did such a good job at putting this in here.
so go into depth what that ticker is on the bottom, Mike.
Oh yeah, that timer. It starts off at 100. I believe at 120 seconds, and it's slowly counting down. And once it hits zero, everything explodes. And whoever is closest to the ropes takes more damage. Yeah,
Don't run
I
into
keep
him.
running into them.
You want to naturally just bounce off the ropes,
Hmm. And what I liked about
Oh,
with the Irish whips is that they don't keep running. They'll stop.
yeah.
Not, I don't know. It was just a small thing I was a fan of.
Get away, get away.
Yeah, this
Ah!
was so cool. Seeing it for the first time in the game was amazing. One thing I did notice that when the smoke is when it explodes, you see the smoke. It kind of the audience kind of gets cut out. They're not there all of a sudden.
Oh yeah, they probably can't process the two sounds
Yeah,
all at once.
just a small thing I noticed.
Oh.
Like he started to scare me right here because I thought I was gonna have Penta lose his title after I just won it. Another thing I was a fan of is like the hair physics and stuff like the Penta's
Mhm.
bandana and stuff. I think that's one thing that always frustrated me with the WWE games is like if they have long hair, it just feels like stuck to their body and not
It was
moving
like,
around or anything.
yeah, it was like
Yeah,
cardboard.
but in this game, I think they nailed it. I think they did great.
Yeah,
See, this was cool. I really liked it. These types of matches is what I played the most. The casino battle royale was a lot of fun too.
yeah. The Road to Elite starts you off right away
Hmm.
within the battle royale.
Hmm.
I like that.
I think this is it right here. Yeah,
Yeah, good job.
yeah. This game was so much fun. I had a blast. I can't wait to see what they're going to do with it with future updates and all this stuff. I legit can't wait.
There's a lot of potential in this game. A lot of
Yes, they have
potential.
tons of potential.
So, Mike, give me your final thoughts overall.
Overall, this game was such a fun game to play. Top to bottom, it looked and felt amazing. I think there's definitely room to work with, room to improve, like anything. Um, but it was such a great game, and I think fans of the old school wrestling games should definitely give this one a try. Um, and I think this would be good to even introduce people into AEW if they don't really watch it on television much. It was a great game. The player models were excellent. Graphics are great. I love the arcade style to it. Growing up on the older games myself was amazing, and it kind of brought me back to that childhood uh, playing those games. And I loved it. I highly recommend it. It was such a fun game.
I have to agree with you, Mike. We've been playing it for the last week or so,
Hmm.
and we're going to be playing it for the weeks to come for sure. Can't wait till the DLC updates come. Like
Yes.
FTR, I'm waiting for. I'm gonna buy Matt Hardy.
Oh,
Um,
for sure.
hopefully both the iterations come with the single purchase, so I don't have to buy both.
Hmm.
Broken and old school versions. Hopefully, one purchase gets both. Um,
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, like I mentioned, the DLC pack with all the other characters, with FTR coming, that'll make my CM FTR. Oh, and
Hmm.
what I would like to also mention is trios championships. They should add the trios championships in the
Oh, for
DLC pack.
sure. I forgot all
Um,
about that.
yeah, they need to have trios tournaments and spice up that Road to Elite mode. Release a patch
Hmm.
that adds an additional mode or whatever. I
Yes.
would I would pay for it. Um,
Oh, I would too.
yeah. Again, I felt like there was a couple modes that were lacking with the Iron Man match. No cage match. Like you said, uh, there was no like hardcore definitive match that you could have other than the
Hmm.
barbed wire match. You can't leave the ring.
Yes.
Other than falls count anywhere, that was kind of like the hardcore match, and you can grab weapons and whatnot.
Hmm.
But I would like a definitive like hardcore match. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, so definitely an awesome game to check out. Not the best
Hmm.
wrestling game, but definitely the most fun I've had playing a wrestling game in a long time. Uh,
Yes, I agree.
a WWE 2K has a lot of competition now. Um,
Oh, for sure.
and I wouldn't underestimate Ukes and AEW in the future. They definitely have built their template with this game, and they can only
Hmm.
build upon it. Um, I would definitely not underestimate Ukes at all.
Yes, they
Mike,
got.
go ahead, Mike.
I was. They got a great thing on their hands.
Yeah, they really do, and I think if they could price it sharply as well, get
Hmm.
those sales prices in. Definitely don't throw it on Game Pass because that'll just devalue the game itself. And
Yeah.
keep it away from Game Pass, keep it away from PlayStation Plus Premium,
Hmm.
and
Yep.
really promote the heck out of this game because it really deserves it. I feel, it's a solid first effort.
Oh,
It's a
it's
shame
amazing.
it took 3.5 years to get it, but
Hmm.
it is worth the wait. Definitely
Yes.
check it out. Mike, we're gonna wrap up this show. Thank you for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem, dude. Thank you so much. It was a blast playing this and sharing this game
Yes.
with you. And we'll be playing it for the weeks to come, for sure. For sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. I love this game.
So that's going to be it for us today. Thank you for joining us. Go ahead and visit patreon.com/cultured nerd. Look for the show's tier. You can also support all the other shows as well. We're going to be creating new social media pages and YouTube channels for all of the shows. We're going to get individual social medias and YouTube channels. So look out for that. That's probably going to start either next week or the week after, 4th of July. But definitely be on the lookout for that and definitely subscribe. We definitely appreciate the support. We want to thank Mike again. Unfortunately, Ernest couldn't join us today, but we will have him on again. We need to talk about this Microsoft stuff that's been going on this week. It's been bananas, and I need his thoughts on this. So Ernest is definitely going to be back. Mike, I hope you can join us for that one as well.
I'll be here.
Awesome. And we want to thank our Patreon supporters, Wesley, Mitch, Connor, Anna, Oscar, Craig, and Salib. We want to thank Jose Navarro. Go ahead and visit him at Navarro and Jose M. He does all the logo work. And again, thank you for joining us. Go ahead and click that thumbs up if you like what you saw today. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel and to our channel in the future. Go ahead and scan that QR code to get cultured nerd content, news tidbits, and more. And again, thank you for joining us. Bye bye.